This is John Paul Rye. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Today, I'm starting my series. It's about figuring out if stuff on the net is real or fake. And I wanted to start with some comments about Johnny Depp. This one in particular I found kind of interesting. It's where this guy delivered a pizza to the Edward Scissorhands movie set. Supposedly, of course. He claims he's an army paratrooper. Or he was. I delivered a whole stack of pizzas to Johnny Depp many years ago while he was filming Edward Scissorhands. I drove right into the set. They were taking a break for lunch. I was thrilled that I was the driver that got this opportunity. However, I never expected Johnny to be the one to actually receive the pizza himself, but sure enough, it was him in makeup. So, so far, I guess it's kind of believable. How freaking exciting! The bill was over $230. He left me less than 40 cents as a tip. Alright. It was years before I relented and watched a Johnny Depp movie again. I've forgiven him over these 30 plus years. His movies and characters are just too good to never watch simply out of spite, but still, that kinda sucked. Well, I'm sure Johnny is glad that this guy forgave him. Okay, now here's the thing. I hate to admit it, but since it's relevant, I'm not a big tipper. I've left, sometimes $2, something like that, but I'd never leave, like, pocket change, like 40 cents or less, whatever that means, by the way. It just seems a little weird that Johnny would be in, like, full makeup and costume and have, like, 35 cents in his pocket or something. So, have you guys ever tipped for not a low tip, but like pocket change? I don't know. That just kind of sounded strange to me. Felt like this guy wanted to pitch in his opinion and, make a post or something. So, let's see what the next one is. So, Heidi's here is actually positive. And by the way, holy shit, 800,000 views? I'm pretty jealous here. I met him briefly at a goth club in Hollywood in December of 2016. He looked exactly as I would have expected him to look. T-shirt, torn jeans, flannel shirt tied at the waist, blue horn rimmed glasses, bracelets up to both arms, and lots of necklaces, fedora. Our interaction was polite, fun, and full of playfulness and flourish. I'd have loved to actually talk to the guy more because I get the sense that shooting the shit with him about literature, art, and pop culture and cutting up with him would be great times. I'd make a fantastic lady bro for him, but it was best to just let him pass by and get on with his night. So, I don't know. She has a really detailed memory here, although she could have just looked at a picture of him from places and, various sources and kind of got an image in her head, but, seems pretty decent, and the positive ones are consistent with Johnny's exes, by the way. And not only his exes, but other people who work with him. This guy Reggie, who claims to be an actor, says, the first film I worked on was Crybaby, so I got to see Johnny Depp almost every day for a couple of months. He was very nice, funny, in a quiet way, and not interested in acting like a movie star. One day, two girls crawled under a fence and ran up to him screaming and crying. He got them a towel to wipe the mud off their faces and spoke to them calmly for a few minutes. He never treated them like fans. He treated them like new friends. He's still one of my favorite people I've met in the business. And I think one of the reasons maybe Johnny's not super interested in acting is, this is my speculation. I haven't seen a bunch of interviews or read a bunch of books on the guy, but it seems like he's really into music. It seems like if he was making like the same money in music as acting, he'd probably go for that. That's just the sense I get for him when I hear him talk about music. So, Kelly here has a pretty interesting one, and at first glance I thought, hey, maybe Johnny was being rude. He had a long day. He's got hundreds of fans that he probably answers a day and things like that, but something about what she said might have irritated him. I'll let you guys decide. I met Johnny Depp 5 years ago when I was in Portugal. He was staying at the same hotel as I was. At breakfast I was sitting alone, and the man directly next to me was also sitting alone. He had on a torn sweater, jeans, leather boots up to his knees, a leather hat on his head, and a lot of jewelry. He also had a beard and long hair. I'm friendly to everyone, and I did not realize it was Johnny Depp at first. After I'd gone up to the buffet, I stopped at his table on the way back to mine and asked him if he spoke English. Then, I told him his outfit was really cool and asked if he was there for the surfing finals. He was extremely rude to me and said no and turned his head and dismissed me. I was telling my partner later that I met this rude man at breakfast who reminded me of Johnny Depp when he spoke, and my partner said it was Johnny Depp. He was standing next to him and his security guard while they were waiting for his car to pick him up. My reply was, well then he's a rude person. Excuse me, a very rude person. Possibly he was upset because I didn't know who he was. My server was a much more interesting person and extremely kind and friendly. I would talk to him any day over Johnny Depp. Mr. Depp actually lost all the admiration I had ever had for him. Let's try that again. That I had ever had for him. Okay, so here's the thing. It's possible that Johnny was in a bad mood, he's only human, and he shrugged her off. I guess so. But it's also possible that she came off like, I don't know, a little irritating. I've been here in Japan about 15 years now, and some people get a little touchy with language things, you know? If I was a movie star, it's like kind of assume most people know who I am, and asking someone, do you speak English? I don't know, might come off weird. That's all I'm thinking. Or it could just not be true. Or they could have made a mistake. Maybe it wasn't actually Johnny Depp. I don't know. I'm kind of like, yeah, iffy on this one. So, you guys, let me know what you think down below. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. And I will see you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.
Central Parkway in the